And welcome back. A reality check for Democrats today as Republicans in unison rejected an effort to begin debate on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. All 50 Republicans said no, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who insisted on scheduling this, actually changed his vote to no as well, for another reason, though. Joining us now to talk about all this is Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, member of the Senate Finance Committee. And, sir, thank you so much for taking the time.
You bet. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, too. So this is a bipartisan bill, at least part of it, the trillion that's actually going to real infrastructure. So what exactly happened today?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's bipartisan yet. We'll have to wait and see it. None of us have actually seen the bill. That's the biggest issue, is that Schumer's bringing up a bill and saying, well, let's start debate on this bill. And all of us are like, great, show me the text. And literally they're saying, well, we're still writing the text on it. So no one's really seen the bill. Everyone's supportive of infrastructure as a concept. But there's a big difference between supportive of we do infrastructure, that's what governments do, and whatever they're going to actually put out there. So this bipartisan group that's talking and negotiating, they've got to hand over their text to Schumer. Schumer's staff will then finish it out and bring it to the floor. So we have no idea what that really means.
Interesting. So they just don't have their ducks in a row, and they called this thing too early is what it sounds like. And real quick, just explain to us, because people are going to see this. They see that all 50 Republicans said no, and then they see this only 49, so which means one Democrat, which was Chuck Schumer himself, actually said no as well. Why did he do that?
So in the Senate, there's a procedural motion. If the majority leader votes no on a bill that doesn't pass, they're able to then bring it back up whenever they want to. It's basically the equivalent of he's taking that bill and putting it in his back pocket, and that at any moment he can bring it back up again on a moment's notice. So it's not dead, it's not stopped, and no, Schumer wasn't opposing it. It's a pure and simple procedural motion that allows the majority leader to bring it back. Mitch McConnell did this all the time.
Sure.
On an issue. If we want to be able to bring it back up again, he would vote no on it, and then we'd bring it back up again at a time that works better.
Right. And just so people know, this is kind of phase one of what Democrats want to do with infrastructure. They want to do this first phase, which is where Republicans actually are supportive. This is roads, this is rails, this is airports, waterways, stuff like that. It's about $1 trillion over 5 years. You say that we still don't have the details of exactly where that money's going to go, but then they want to usher in kind of part two. And this is where I want you to kind of explain how this all works. The $3.5 trillion is what scares everybody and that Republicans are adamantly against. But there's going to be a way for them to get that through reconciliation, right?
That's correct. And let me just say one thing to you on this. We don't know all the Republicans are even supportive of the infrastructure package. Again, none of us have seen it. Right. There's this, one-page concept that's a summary that basically talks about love and kittens and rainbows. And that all sounds great. We've got to actually see the text to be able to know whether this can be a good bill or not. It is a proposal that's being discussed. We'll see what it looks like. The next thing that'll happen after the infrastructure bill either passes or fails, one or the other, will be they'll move to a budget piece. This is a really generic document. There's not much in it. It basically says we should have a budget, and it should be about this big. That'll be a straight partisan vote that'll happen. But that sets up in the third element of it, which in budget language is reconciliation. It's just a big, giant partisan tax and spend spree package. That will come sometime probably September is when that will actually move to the floor. So in the next couple of weeks, this infrastructure piece, a very generic, bland budget piece that doesn't say much, but then the big reconciliation piece. A reconciliation bill is something that a partisan vote can be done in the Senate. It's the one piece that you can do with just 51 votes, but it has to be just tax, just spending. It can't have any policy in it. So it's very limited in what they can actually do in it. That's why they're always saying they're fighting with the parliamentarians to try to get things into it. If they try to put a bunch of policy in it, like they're trying to put immigration into it, that's going to fail. The parliamentarians are not going to allow that because you can't just put policy issues on it. It has to be either tax issues or spending issues.
I've asked so many people about this reconciliation process. You're the first person that's actually explained it in a way that I think most people can understand, because all this stuff is so Greek to myself and I think to a lot of people at home. I want to play a quick soundbite from Lindsey Graham earlier today.
The enemy of the working class, American middle class, and fixed income Americans is inflation. And the package they're proposing is going to take it to a new level. It's going to be much like the border. It's going to explode because the policies they're pushing do not match the times in which we live.
So this is the big pushback. I mean, we have watched the party in power They just want to spend this country into oblivion, and now they're talking about trillions more. And that really is the eye-opener for people. I mean, if you don't want your money to go as far, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. So the simplest way to say it is the party that brought you the chaos on the southwest border is now trying to work that same magic they did on the southwest border on our whole economy. The total chaos on our border will be total chaos in our economy. Everyone has seen since March the price of gasoline, the price of milk, the price of bacon, the price of housing, the price of cars just skyrocket. That is a direct result of that $2 trillion package that they passed in March, that all of us were saying this is a terrible idea, don't do it, don't do it. Democrats were saying this is a great way to give away free money. Everyone will love us if we hand out free money. And people initially got a check and said, isn't it great to get a check? And then now we're all seeing the product of that and all this inflation that's happening in the economy. That was a $2 trillion bill in March. They want to do a $3.5 to $4 trillion bill now in the next couple of months. So, yes, this is going to rapidly increase inflation even again. It's going to cause higher prices. It's going to continue to cause job issues. It's built in, from our understanding. Again, no one's seen the final copy of it, but it's been built into all these new entitlement programs to literally pay people to stay home. This was the same issue we were dealing with a couple of months ago, why we couldn't get people back to work because they made more staying home than they were back to work. There's more of that in this bill that they're actually proposing here in the fall. So huge tax increases and massive amounts of money they're throwing out the door. We know what that'll do to our economy.
Yeah, you're socializing the country. I mean, we know exactly what that does. Talking about the border, you brought it up for a second there. You wrote a report exposing just how much Biden's efforts to stop border wall construction is costing taxpayers. Efforts to stop the wall. Nearly $2 billion and counting, you say. You say you found this amount continues to increase by at least $3 million every day. Tell us exactly how, explain this to us.
So Joe Biden on January the 20th says he wants to stop construction of the wall, which means he's contacting the contractors that were already doing the wall construction, which, by the way, is not just Trump's wall. Trump was clearly the one that was helping push it, direct it, and encourage it, and he was the one taking the stand to get it done. But also the career civil servants, the folks that are there in DHS, they also looked at this, evaluated it, said this is the right thing to be able to do. Trump was right in this to be able to do it, and the career folks also lined up with that. Biden stepped in day one and said, we're going to stop all that construction and pause it. We're now almost 200 days in. We had contracts for all that construction. We're still paying those contractors to not do construction. We paid contractors now $2 billion not building the wall at this point. And that's not money we get back. $2 billion just out the door. We're paying $3 million a day just to have people sit around and watch the steel to make sure that the parts are not stolen sitting out there in the desert. I think there's an easy way to be able to protect that steel from getting stolen. It's called install it. Once it's actually installed, you're not going to actually take that steel, and it actually finishes out all the gaps that are there. So in Biden's just tenacious animosity for President Trump, they're literally throwing away $2 billion that we can't get back again. And we want to be able to expose that and say, this is what's really happening on the border. And when Biden says, we'll just pause the construction of the border, here's what that means: $2 billion in lost money.
It's so embarrassing to see that how this has all become so politically charged, and they're just throwing away your money because they don't care. They don't care. Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, thank you for bringing that up, because that is a great point, and thank you for the rest of it as well. Good to see you.